Very much for joining us. I am Yori Folari. Well, I suppose the big news, if that is what to call it, is that the intended cybersecurity levy has been put on hold now because the president, as was in all of the media, has directed the CBN to suspend the implementation of that law, to suspend the implementation of the levy, which the law allows. So that's where we are now. It's not happening perhaps anytime soon anymore because the president has directed the suspension by, well, let me just leave it at suspended the implementation. Now, by who? Is it by CBN? Is it by the NSA, the Office of the National Security Advisor? Well, let's talk about that. But in the meantime, many will see this move as giving them some sort of relief because businesses, indeed individuals, have said that, you know, there are too many taxes. We're being taxed left, right, and center. There's stress in the land. Stress on business is a disincentive and all of that. So maybe, on one hand, we could say the president is a listening president. But then there are other issues involved. Can the president suspend, can he hook a law, as it were, and say it's in suspended animation? You know, can the president do that? Can the president suspend a law? Maybe that's what legally minded people, as well as members of the public and public commentators will be looking at and will be giving their sort of input into this situation. Well, my guest this morning is a public affairs commentator, Comrade Ayodele Adewale. Thank you very much for coming on, Comrade.
Thank you.
And, well, as a person in the public space, this conundrum that I sort of threw up, many people will be happy because many people are ready to do legal battle. In fact, I hear that Falana SAN has already headed to court. Olisa Bakoba, another legal luminary, has been, you know, talking about it. Many Labour, I could say that's your constituency, has said, kia, they must cancel it. We're all looking. In the National Assembly, the House of Reps, through the minority leader who raised a motion, has said, this is just not on. The Senate is a bit more conciliatory. Anyhow, the president has sorted everything out by saying, you know what, just suspend the implementation of that. So what I'll just say, when you look at that, all that mix, what is your impression about this state of affairs regarding the suspension of the implementation of the cybersecurity levy, scheduled for when the CBN announced it 2 weeks from now?
Well, my thought is that democracy is at work. Okay. And that's the beauty of it all, that we must listen to all shades of opinion and all of that. But it would have been more germane if key players in this activity right now had been very much active during the process of the bill that have turned to law. Okay. And many of these arguments and contending views would have been put to rest. Okay. And the bill that have turned to law would have been shaped towards the perspective that everybody will agree on. An example is the student loan that is now being implemented. When it came on board, you saw different opinion, different shades.
Well, that one is about to be launched.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
It's imminent.
But it was taken back and it was reshaped. Yes. And I have not been hearing people, you know, trying to shoot it down.
No, because most of the issues have been addressed.
That is what I'm saying, that it can be likened. It can be likened and all that. So that's why I said that it's democracy at play. But if key players have been, you know, putting up their views prior to now, we will not be in this situation that we find ourselves.
You know, I hear you. And, you know, the president is he's a man that has so many different issues in front of him, on his desk, so to speak. requiring his attention. He's juggling so many balls in the air. I have heard commentary along the lines of a contributor to this program. Maybe he'll be able to call in. Sonny Adenuga. He has opined that, you know what, if you leave it to me, if you leave it to me, I would blame the advisor, the appropriate, the relevant advisor in charge, for not advising the president that there are implications to it that we perhaps need to spend a bit more time ironing the creases out of. He probably was more interested that, you know, the president's advisory team were probably much more interested in the law itself and didn't iron out all the kinks. But when the backlash now hit, the president, maybe for the first time, has now said, hang on, because according to the Minister of Communication, he said it was exhaustively discussed at the Federal Executive Council. And when it was now exhaustively discussed, and following from all the, I won't call them threats, but notices of our displeasure and what we intend to do about it, they now discussed it exhaustively, after which the president must have given the order that, you know what, Mr. NSA, suspend the implementation. No, but he didn't even, if you look at it, it's to the central bank that the directive was reportedly aimed. The president has directed CBN to suspend the implementation of the cybersecurity levy.
I wouldn't say the president was wrongly advised, no. He was advised from the perspective of law, and he also had to act along the fringes of law. But again, the president has acted as a leader of all, who again must listen to all views, no matter how contending these views are. And he must also take a position. And I think part of the position he has taken now is that the matter be suspended to also allow for wider consultation, in which he would have to make his final decision when the time is right.
Yes, so the president has taken two different positions, you know, in close proximity to each other. The first decision was to sign the bill into law and carry go. Let's action it. And then, you know, shortly after, whatever happened, the president has adverted to say, you know what, chill a bit, you know, chill a bit. And you were saying that all of this probably is towards answering the cry of democracy and also putting the due weight on feedback. Because among the things that were said is that the president is not immune to the feelings of people, you know. So that is, it is in that light that this was done. Well, this whole thing was supposed to have been, you know, when the announcement was made, it was supposed to be within 2 weeks of the implementation. And I have heard all sorts of commentary as to why was it even the office of the office of the National Security Advisor that was supposed to be implementing? Is it not a form of taxation? Is the office of the National Security Advisor now something of a revenue collecting agency? You know, once the legal minds get in on matters like this, well, I suppose one can just find a good seat and listen to all the arguments and contributions that will come. But from the point of view of the ordinary citizen, people like me and out there, I don't know if I can call you an ordinary citizen, they are looking at it as one less tax. Now I'm happy that the president listens to us. NLC is supposed to be on our behalf. The National Assembly is supposed to be on our behalf. Is it not a bit curious to you that in the National Assembly, the minority leader in the House of Representatives, he's the guy who was saying that no to this, and it was being vigorously defended by his counterparts in the Senate?
Well, to answer your question, and before I do that, I will say I'm an ordinary citizen of Nigeria. An ordinary citizen from this context is a basic citizen of Nigeria, a true-born Nigerian, and on the context of that, I'm an ordinary citizen of Nigeria. Now, looking at whether the office of the NSA has that right or not, I think more information needs to be gotten. I mean, we need to get more information about the activity of that office towards generating these funds. But I do know very well that I don't think his men and officers will be out there to be knocking on doors to get funds and all of that. Perhaps they will be working with the sister agency in order to achieve this purpose, monitoring.
No, it was even supposed to be deducted at source,
Even at that, they have to work with the sister agency, right, in order to achieve this purpose. I think we need to actually look clinically well on how this will be achieved before arriving at such conclusions.
Okay, but so how would you put it? Is it a good thing that the president has ordered this suspension to the implementation of the cybersecurity levy?
It is a good thing to calm nerves, but the point is, do we need to monitor our cyberspace?
Of course.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
Do we need to improve on our technology? The answer is yes.
Yes.
If I might recount during the campaign of the Renewed Hope, when the president said that he was going to deploy blockchain technology in order to achieve a lot of purposes. And I think the most sophisticated technology that is well advanced now is blockchain. And in order to achieve this purpose, you also need funds. And I do know that when this matter was brought to bear, there were a lot of people that were taken out of that tax net, right? A lot of interest groups were taken out of the tax net. But like I said earlier, when you asked the question that is it good that the president has suspended it, my answer is yes, for him to calm nerves and, of course, review what the matter is.